Hello, everybody. If you're here, I see that there's about 20 people here. If you're here, just let me know who you are, where you're from. Post it in the chat box right to the side there. It's good to know who I'm speaking with. And also, if you have any questions, you can post them down in the questions and topics section down below there. Right now, we have about, we got a good 6 questions there. A couple from Spencer, one from Susie, one from Anna, and one from Livy. Awesome. Hey, Kelly from Seattle. Awesome. Right now, I am in Hilo, Hawaii. I just got back from the gym, just had a quick shower, and I actually went to the market as well. So I'm feeling good and fresh and brand new and ready to rock. Today's topic is going to be on why 100% raw. Why am I so adamant about being 100% raw? Well, there's so many reasons, and I think you've got to have multiple reasons. You've got to have a myriad of reasons to do something so extreme, something so that's considered so extreme in 2016 in North America, in Europe, in in these first world countries, to be eating 100% raw. That's something like people think is just out there. They think that's something that you should only do if you're out in the wild. They think you should only do it if you're homeless, if you don't have access to cooking equipment. But it's not like that. Like, for anyone who's ever tried to be raw, or for anyone who's ever experienced what it's like to be raw, to experience what it's like to eat 100% raw, you'll see that it's a higher class of living. It's luxury living. It's really the other way around. And most people think 100% raw, they think of like someone who's like out in the wild, they're homeless, they can't afford cooking equipment. Really, like, if you're 100% raw, you're living in like another plane. You kind of like, you don't feel bad for people eating cooked food, but you think like, dang, like if only they had access to these mangoes or these papayas, or this durian, they wouldn't even touch that cooked food. That cooked food's got nothing on this fresh, raw, right, living, juicy fruit here. So it's, first and foremost, it's a perception shift. So the reason I am 100% raw is because I perceive raw to be the best way to eat. It's a perception. I associate raw food. I associate being 100% raw with feeling my best, with living to my closest potential ever. I associate raw with better moods. I associate raw with feeling lighter. I associate raw with having less harmful impact on the planet. I associate raw with so many benefits, and that's why I stay raw. And I also associate, again, back to perception, I also associate eating anything but 100% raw to have severe compromises, to have many, many strings attached. So when I ate certain cooked foods, there were so many strings attached. Like I had fatigue, and I had constipation, and I had severe body odor, and I had greasy skin and oily hair, and I had, just slower overall digestion, more gas. I had more sense of dissatisfaction with my life and with my meals. So with that strong negative association towards cooked food, there's like no way I'm going back. There's no way I can go back. The only way I would ever go back is if I would have to change my perception about cooked food. And that's the reason why people never end up sticking with 100% raw, is because they never end up changing that total perception of how they perceive 100% raw diet. So like I said, I perceive 100% raw diet to have so many benefits. And that's what I want to talk to you guys today about. All the benefits about being 100% raw. And also I'd like to talk about how a big reason I'm 100% raw is because I believe that the way nature intended us to be, it's the way nature wanted humans to eat. Fruit is just so beautiful in its raw, natural state. You're walking through the jungle and you see some bright dragon fruit popping out at you. You're walking through the jungle, you see these bright mangoes like dripping off trees. You walk through the jungle, you see these bananas just popping. You walk by the jungle and you see this durian laying on the floor, cracked open, ready for you. And like, you taste it and you're just like, oh my God, instantly, this is the best food ever. Like, oh my God, is anyone else around here? Can I share this with anyone? Like, taste this, please taste this. Like, we go crazy. We go ape shit crazy with how good fruit tastes and with how beautiful it looks. A lot of paintings are just paintings of fruit. And you walk into a deli, like a meat shop, and it's just a bunch of dead animals. And they have little bits of fruits and vegetables everywhere just to look more beautiful, to make it look more appetizing. Fruit is very attractive. So I'm going to just now talk about some of the environmental benefits first. So the benefits for the planet. So I just have some notes here that I've written down. And one thing I wrote down here is I say, like, the tree of life is a fruit tree. Right? The tree of life is a fruit tree. And every season, fruit trees produce fruit, and frugivorous animals eat all the fruit and spread all the seeds. It's perfectly simple. The more fruit that's eaten, the more fruit tree seeds are planted. And the more trees, the more life. So fruitarianism encourages tree planting and forest growth. Fruitarianism oxygenates the planet and helps remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Fruitarianism provides shelter and shade for all creatures because of these fruit trees. Fruitarianism also improves the soil quality with naturally decomposing leaves, fruit skins, and tree bark, again, from all these fruit trees. And fruitarianism respects the natural cycle of life and lessens the extinction rate of all animals. Well, that's powerful right there, those things right there. But as far as land usage goes, like if you had an acre of land and you were to grow, let's say, some rice or some quinoa or some amaranth or millet or some sort of grain or pseudo grain, in 1 acre of grains, you'd only be yielding 6,000 calories. So an entire acre of land for rice, you get 6,000 calories per day. But if you were to use that same piece of land, that same land space to grow something like bananas, and in every country where you can grow grains, like rice, you can grow bananas. There's tons of rice fields in Barley, and there's tons of banana fields in Barley. But so many people are eating cooked food, so there's way more rice fields. But on a rice field, an acre of rice field, you're only eating 6,000 calories, all right? But on a banana acre, you're getting 33,000 calories. 33,000 calories. So you're just getting, like, oh my God, it's just a way better use of land, growing bananas. And bananas, people say, oh, potato, but fresh fruit, it doesn't last. Well, you can easily just dehydrate the bananas, or you could freeze the bananas, or you could ship them out, or you could, turn them into smoothies, but just dehydrate them just like rice is dehydrated. You could just dehydrate bananas as well, and then just add water to them to rehydrate them, or just eat them fresh, And on 1 acre of land for growing pears, you get 28,000 calories. 28,000 calories for an acre of pears, 6,000 for an acre of rice. Might as well grow pears if you can. And apples, you're gonna get 20,000 calories growing apples on an acre, whereas with grains, you're only getting 6,000. So fruitarianism is just like this is another big reason why I'm such a proponent of eating fruit rather than eating grains, because grains just waste land. And in Thailand, a lot of the rice fields, all of the rice fields, in fact, they need to be burned every year. So there's tons of rice fields in Thailand when they could just be easily growing fruit. They could be easily growing bananas and plantains and things, be growing rice instead. And then at the end of the season, they need to burn the fields down so that they can make room for more rice. And the smoke is in the air for like all of February, March, and April. And so most people need to leave, or the locals that do stay there, they get really sick and they get lung cancer, and it's just really gnarly stuff to breathe. Like a lot of athletes go to Chiang Mai to train, and they have to leave during those months because the smoke in the air is so bad. So it's called smoky season. So those are just some of the benefits for the environment when it comes to fruitarianism. Now I want to talk to you about some of the bodily benefits, some of the benefits that we experience as human beings when we eat a fruit diet. And again, these are just some of the benefits that we experience, but they're pretty powerful ones. So this list of benefits, by the way, is for those who eat a low-fat, salt and oil-free raw vegan diet, a low-fat fruitarian diet. These benefits won't be as apparent if you're eating super, super high fat, or if you're adding salt to your diet, if you're adding oil to your diet, or things like that. So this is just for super clean, low-fat fruitarianism. Like there's like no balls and chains attached, as you'll see. So first benefit is body odor. I personally used to have very bad body odor. My aunt used to always like give me body odor, or give me a body deodorant as like a gift. Like, here, Ted, like you stink, just use this. And like now I just no smell. There's no smell, because there's nothing to come out. There's nothing to come out. And there is some smell. It's because I've been eating way too high fat. So I know to cut down the fat if I'm having any body odor smell. So body odor is gone. Going to like, and that saying when people say, "Oh, your shit don't stink," it literally doesn't stink when you're eating a fruit diet, low-fat fruit diet. So I could go to the washroom and I don't even need to, like, obviously I flush, but if I didn't flush, you wouldn't smell it. Like it'll sit there. It's just fruit. It's just papaya. It's just the papaya that's gone through me. 6 hours later, it's out. So fruitarianism, man, fruitarian meals digest typically in 6 hours. Dragon fruit's in at 6 a.m., dragon fruit's out in the toilet at 12 noon. It's amazing. So shit don't stink, body odor doesn't stink as well when you're eating super low fat, fruit diet. And then your skin and hair, like the reason I went fruitarianism, the reason I went fruitarian was because my skin was so bad. I had the worst acne ever on my face, on my chest, on my back. And then when I went fruitarian, low-fat fruitarian, the acne cleared up like right away. And previous to that, I had tried so many things to get rid of my acne, and nothing was seeming to work. So that's a big one right there. Just your skin is so much better on a fruit diet. And then your hair, like if you eat cooked food, you're probably using shampoo. Most people in the world use shampoo. And if you stop using shampoo, your hair will get greasy for a bit as it adapts to not using shampoo. But if you're low-fat fruitarian and you don't use shampoo, after a while, your hair doesn't get greasy. I know tons of girls who eat 100% low-fat raw vegan. I actually did a video about a month ago at the Woodstock Fruit Festival interviewing a girl, Nadia, who doesn't use shampoo. She eats raw vegan, and her hair is beautiful. It's soft and light and gorgeous. And she doesn't use shampoo. But using shampoo is kind of like using chapstick. If you use chapstick, then you're going to become dependent on chapstick, and your lips are going to become really dry without it. And with shampoo, if you're using a lot of shampoo, and then you don't use shampoo, your body's going to become dependent on it, and then it's going to get greasy. So when you stop using shampoo, when you stop using chapstick, there's like a period, maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, where like you're going to have to experience some dry lips, and you're going to have to experience some greasy hair. But the best way to overcome both of those, with chapstick, if you stop using chapstick, just quickly replace it with like coconut oil. And if you stop using shampoo, quickly just, shower twice a day. Just wash your hair a lot, and that'll help it not look so super greasy. So those are some of the benefits for skin and hair there. Another benefit overall, like body fat percentage drops. Body fat percentage will naturally drop, and your energy levels and athletic performance will rise as a result. So it's like the easiest life hack. If you want to get fitter without even training, just eat fruit. And by eating a fruit diet, you'll automatically become fitter because your body fat percentage naturally drop and your energy levels go up. And when your energy levels go up and your body fat drops, your body is just like ready to go, man. Your athletic performance will go through the roof. So that's a big benefit there. Another benefit is vision. Your eyesight will be sharper and your long distance focus will improve. So you're able to see things longer in the distance, and you're able to discern things amongst foliage. Like if it's like a big mess of like fruit, you'll be able to spot the berry out really, really well. Your vision gets much, much better. There's a lot of people who have testified to the fact that when they went 80-10-10, 95-5, super low fat raw vegan, after like 3 or 4 months, they didn't need to use glasses anymore. They could stop using the glasses. So that's a huge benefit right there. People not needing glasses anymore. It's amazing. Another benefit is with mucus. So when you're eating a low-fat fruit diet, you're going to experience a lot less mucus. I know a lot of people, they wake up in the morning, they have like eye crusties, or they have like a lot of earwax, or they have a lot of like mucus that they can hawk up. That's all gone when you eat a low-fat fruit diet. It's pretty amazing. Your sinus passages will open up considerably as well. You'll be able to get deeper breaths in. Because there's no mucus. Mucus is what your body forms when it wants to get rid of something. It coats it in mucus and it helps you just get it out. But when you're eating a fruit diet, you aren't putting in much toxin, so you don't need much mucus to get it out. The biggest benefit most people experience right away is faster digestion and better energy as a result. So fatigue never occurs after even the largest low-fat fruit meals. So if you have a really big meal of papaya, you're not going to feel fatigued after. If you have a really big meal of like rambutans, you're not going to feel fatigued after. Or mangosteens, you're not going to feel fatigued after. Digestion will feel smooth and efficient. That is a huge benefit. When I asked people at Woodstock Fruit Festival this year, and at the UK Fruit Festival, and at the Denmark Festival, I said, hey, for you, what's the difference between eating 100% raw and eating cooked? And a lot of them would say, oh, I haven't been eating raw that long, but definitely one of the biggest benefits I noticed is increased energy after meals. Like there's no fatigue after the meals. That's across the board. That's what everyone had to say. So that is a massive one for everyone. It's very noticeable. Your digestion is just so much better on a fruit diet. Can't say that enough. And there's so many other benefits here I could go through, but I kind of want to get to some questions here soon. But another big benefit is illness. Your immune system will strengthen as a result of eating a fruit diet, and symptoms of seasonal flus and viruses will be greatly diminished, if felt at all. That's huge. There's so many people who just think like, oh, I was just born with seasonal allergies. But that's like being born with like maybe some like bad eyesight, which also goes away when you're being raw vegan. A lot of these things, like your body heals itself when you let it heal. So it's not like fruit is healing you. It's just fruit allows your body to heal because fruit doesn't take up any energy to digest. So all that energy instead is freed up to heal things in your body. So that's huge. Other one is a benefit I mentioned earlier is just lighter. Running up hills, climbing up stairs, and even performing activities like pull-ups will be accompanied with the feeling of great lightness. Like it's just so much easier to do pull-ups and run up stairs and things when you're 15, 20 pounds less. And when you just have more energy freed up to go to your muscles instead of to your stomach. Next one would be sweating. Your sweat no longer smells or burns when it runs into your eyes. A lot of people experience sweat runs into their eyes, it burns. It's probably because you're consuming too much salt. Next up will be, this benefit is huge, cravings. So this one's really, really profound, man. It's so apparent when I'm hanging out with people who eat cooked food. When people who eat cooked food are hungry, they tend to need to eat now. I need to eat now. Like, let's go eat now. It's like they have this urgency when it comes to eating. But when you're in a fruit diet, like I don't really experience any urgency. I don't ever need to eat. It's just like I could eat, I guess. I mean, I got some room to eat. I guess I could eat. So the urgency is gone, and the specificity of the craving is gone too. So instead of saying like I need to eat like Chinese food now, or I need to eat like burger now, or some pizza now, or I would love to go for some like, some pasta tonight or something. Those specific cravings are gone, and the urgency to need to eat them now is gone. Instead, you're just like, I guess I could go for something juicy right now, or I'd like something a bit dense right now. That'd be nice. Or I just need something really light and juicy, like a cucumber would be cool, or maybe some okra, or a zucchini or something, or tomato. But you want to have these like cravings and need to eat right now moments. Those moments are gone, which is huge. And then when you do eat, you can fit in a lot of food. So if you're actually enjoying the food, well, awesome, because there's a lot of it for you to experience. Like a meal might take 15, 20 minutes. And there's just so much volume you can put in. There's so many more mouthfuls and swallows on a fruit meal compared to a cooked meal. Cooked meals are usually small and condensed calories. So when you're eating a fruit meal, if you're a long-term raw vegan, if you're a long-term fruitarian, and you're eating a meal with a cooked vegan, typically the cooked vegan is going to fill up a lot sooner. They're going to fill up like a quarter of the way through your dinner. So if your dinner takes you, let's say, if you're eating a big salad at night, and it takes you an hour to eat, and you're eating it with the cooked vegan will probably be eating the same salad, and they'll fill up like 15 minutes in. They'll be, okay, I'm done. I can't eat the rest of the salad. Because their stomach hasn't adapted. Their stomach hasn't grown in order to fit in all the calories. And that's a problem when a lot of people face when they first start coming over to raw vegan. They just can't get enough calories in because their stomach can't grow. Their stomach can't accommodate all that volume. But that's another topic we'll talk about a bit later. Some of the problems people face. But it's one of the benefits is that you're able to eat just big meals and stuff it in you, and your stomach just gets really, really big, but you never end up getting fat because it's just digests so quickly. Like, you can get fat eating fruit, definitely, but you've got to really be intentional about it. Like, you need to go like above and beyond and just constantly overeating, constantly feel uncomfortable, constantly stuff yourself. And that's what I'm doing right now this month, actually. I just put up a couple of YouTube videos. I filmed a YouTube video today. I already have one up on my channel. It's called My Raw Vegan Weight Gain Story. And this month, I'm trying to gain some weight. I'm like purposely overeating. I'm constantly stuffed. But it's a lot of work. Like, I'm going to the gym and lifting heavy too, but coming home and eating is harder work. Because every time I look at food, I have to eat it. I'm just like, oh, I'm just stuffed. I'm just constantly stuffing it in. So I'm proving that you can gain weight on it. I've already gained 4 pounds, but it's very hard to do. And as soon as I stop this experiment, my weight's going to go right back down to where it was. It's just so easy to be at your maintain a perfect body weight. So that's another benefit, is ease of maintaining perfect body weight. Another really big benefit is simplicity. The ease in which meals are prepared will free up time and energy to greatly appreciate the fruit that you eat and share with others. So, dude, I don't know if you call it preparing a meal when you peel a banana and eat it. I don't know if you consider it preparing a meal when you grab an apple and eat it. I don't know if you consider it preparing a meal when you just pop open a durian and eat it. Like, maybe you can prepare the surroundings and light some candles or something, but you don't need to prepare the food. It already comes pre-prepared. And then two last benefits here. One is mental clarity. This one is so huge, guys. It's like what awakens everyone when they go raw vegan. This is what makes everyone want to write a book about raw vegan fruitarian diet. This is what makes me want to create something like the Vegan World Summit. This benefit is mental clarity. So brain fog and just cluttered mind are going to be replaced with constructive, positive thoughts and confident, purposeful goal setting. You just feel so much more confident and optimistic about the future when you're eating high vibrational foods. Because when you're eating high vibrational foods, you experience high vibrational moods. And when you're in a good mood, you're going to be thinking some next level thoughts, man. So you just get way more clear, and your thoughts are much more like on point, like zoom, 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 like lasers. It's really, really cool. And you can experience this a lot too when you're exercising on a raw vegan diet, because you got a lot of blood flow to the brain then. It's fantastic. And then last benefit here, guys, it's a really big one. I'm going to get to some questions. Positive attitude. So your personality and mood will almost instantly become stable when enough carbohydrate calories are consumed and enough sleep is accumulated. So when you're getting enough sleep in a raw vegan diet and you're getting in enough calories, you're going to have a positive mental attitude, man. You're just going to feel good about a lot of things. And you can't really put a finger on it. You can't really say why you feel good. You just do. You just do. And vice versa. When people are really upset, you're like, oh, what's wrong? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I've just been upset, or I've been in a rut for a little while, or I've been stressed out for a while. Like, you just can't really point a finger out. They can try and blame things. If you say, well, my job sucks, or I don't like where I live, or my spouse sucks, or, I'm poor. Like, they can kind of point fingers and stuff, but really all comes back to inside. What's going on inside you? That's what's causing the way you feel. So when it comes to eating a fruit diet, you're putting really good food inside you, you're going to feel really good moods as well. So what you put in, what you get out. When you put in really great stuff, you get really great stuff out. Those are some of the benefits. That is why I am 100% raw. I understand 100% raw is not for everyone. I'm meaning that not everybody wants to do it, but 100% raw will benefit everyone very similarly. A lot of people will just constantly come up to me, give me these testimonials about being 100% raw. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I've heard it before from like 400 other people. You're saying the exact same thing. Not that that's a bad thing. They're repeating it. It's just like, I've heard these things so many times. It's like, obviously. But for them, saying these benefits to them, it's like, oh my God, like first time in my life, I'm happy. And like, that's massive. That's fantastic. That's like amazing. And, it's enough to bring them to tears. So for them, it's like their whole world has changed. And this happens just time and time again. It's hard to escape it when you're eating 100% raw. When you're eating 100% raw the right way. And that's another topic I got to do for another time. There's many ways of doing 100% raw, but only a few ways really like get people feeling good long term and are sustainable. So that's it, guys. I'm kind of done my talk there. I'm going to get to some questions now. Let me just quickly read through some of these. If you have any questions, post them in the chat box or post them down below in the questions and topics tab. And if you haven't already filled out the 5-question poll, be sure to do that either during my talk or after the talk. It's at the very top. You scroll up to the chat. You'll see a little quick survey up there, and you'll be entered to a draw to win a free ticket for next year's Vegan World Summit. So let's see here. Hey, from Destiny. Hey, Ted, I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about minimizing your belongings and how/where to get started. I want to minimize my belongings in my room, but don't know where to start. All right, yeah, so that back there is not mine. That's all Wayne's. That right there is probably more than everything I own. Everything I own fits. Everything I own fits in this backpack. And there aren't many things in my life I'm proud of, but I'm definitely proud of that one. Getting rid of like everything I don't need and only having what I do need. So where to start? I'm writing an ebook on that right now. It's called Minimize. And that ebook hopefully is out by the end of the month. I'm really stoked on it. It's basically already done. I just need it to be edited and fixed up and to look beautiful. If you know any like editors out there who want to edit it, help make it perfect, please get in contact with me. I'd love that. I have one of my weaknesses in life is perfecting things at the very end and then launching them. I just like to keep holding on to them and changing them up and changing them up and then never actually getting them out to the public. But it'd be great if there was like an editor there who wants to edit and help me like launch it. That'd be cool. But the book's already done. It's like 11,000 words, and it's all about how to minimize your belongings. It's how to go from having 25,000 things down to 25 things, and all the benefits you're going to find along the way. And I don't want to get into that right now because that's kind of off topic, but maybe in the next chat I do, I'll mention that at the start. This is what I'm going to talk about. But for today, I want to kind of keep it on topic and talk about foods a bit more. But if we have time at the end, maybe I can come back to that one. But just know that an ebook's coming out on how to minimize. And being a minimalist, I've gotten just as much benefit from being a minimalist as I have from being a raw foodist. So from minimizing my belongings, I've gotten just as much benefit as I have from being 100% raw. And that's a big testimony right there. So first question from Lexi here in the chat. How much fruit do you have to get to be satisfied after a meal? I see people doing diets similar that have huge hauls of fruit. I do not have storage for that amount. It will go bad within days. Any suggestions? Yeah, definitely. So everyone is different. And I wish I could just give you a black and white answer. People love black and white answers. So I'll do my best to give you as black and white of an answer as I can without being too cookie cutter here. But how much fruit do you have to get to be satisfied after a meal? It all depends on your body height, your body weight, and your activity level and your emotional state. So let's start with the emotional state. If you're really upset and depressed, you may not need to eat anything. When girls or guys have a breakup, they can go into depression or deep, dark sadness. They may not eat for 3 or 4 days at all. Doesn't matter what their height or weight or activity level is. They just depress. They just don't eat. And vice versa. Other people, when they're really depressed and in a dark place, all they do is eat. Their calorie consumption goes up 3,000 calories a day extra. So I don't know what your emotional state is. Let's just say you're in a normal emotional state. We'll use that as the profile here. So you're in a normal, content emotional state, and your activity level is, let's say, normal as well. Let's say you're doing 2 hours of walking a day. So you're walking for 2 hours a day. You're in a normal emotional state. Let's say you're 5'5", and let's say you're a girl. You may need to eat 5 papayas for a meal and be satisfied. You may need to eat 7 bananas, which is 700 calories, to be satisfied, and you may do that 3 times a day. So 3 meals of 700 calories is 2,100 calories, 2,100 calories. And for a lot of girls, that's plenty. But it also depends on the quality of the fruit. The higher the quality of the fruit, the less you need to eat. The lower the quality of fruit, the more you need to eat. It's just like if there's not a lot of nutrients in some bananas, you're going to have to eat more of those bananas to get in all the required nutrients your body's needs. So it's so important to eat super high quality fruit. I did an experiment one time, and I juiced some oranges every morning. And one morning, or a few mornings, I would juice organic orange juice, and I could drink 1 cup and then go to the gym and be totally satisfied in that 1 cup. And on days when I juiced the non-organic or the conventional oranges, I had to drink 2 cups. So 1 cup, I'd just be like, I just felt like water. I got to drink more. I got to drink another cup. So the conventional oranges were like half the price, but I had to drink twice as many. So kind of just like, I might as well just eat the organic ones, drink less, and feel just as good. So that question, really, I'll just say, how much fruit do you need to eat to be satisfied after a meal? You need to eat enough fruit for your emotional state, for your activity level, for your height, for your age, for your activity level. I already mentioned that. For the quality of fruit that you're eating, you just need to eat enough. That's the answer. And if you don't have a lot of space to store your fruit, I suggest getting some dried fruit and then rehydrating that with some water. But really, long term, you got to relocate or get creative. When you don't want to do something, it's easy to just say like, oh, I can't figure it out. But when you really want to do something, you're just constantly trying to find ways to do it. Like, not doing it isn't even an option. Not doing it is like the dinosaurs existing right now. They just don't. Not doing it doesn't even exist. So you're just constantly finding ways to make it happen. I'm from Canada. I'm someone born in Vancouver, Canada. and I'm living in Hawaii. I was just living in Thailand. Before that, I was in Panama and Costa Rica. Like, how come all my other friends aren't in Panama, Costa Rica, and Thailand and Hawaii? Because they don't want it as badly as I do. And to them, they think, oh, it's not possible. I'm living in Canada. But meanwhile, they make way more money than I do with working their jobs. They could easily take a year or two off and go, travel the world and do what I do, but they just don't want to. And their excuse is it's not possible. So when you want something, you find a way. When you don't, you'll come up with many excuses. So you will find a way to find storage for your fruit, Lexi. If you really want to do the fruitarian diet, you'll find a way. Let's see here. Matt, so definitely finding the earwax is gone since going high fruit. Bam. Yeah, earwax is a form of mucus. If you never clean your ears out, and then you clean your ears out for the first time in like 2 years, you might find a little wax, definitely. But it's not going to be something ongoing. Nicole, can you speak a bit about greens and whether or not they're necessary? Also, how long did it take for your cravings to subside? Let's talk about the latter first. The cravings. That took about 2 years to subside. And those were hard 2 years. I experienced a lot of like fallbacks and binge eating in the first 2 years of being raw, first year and a half. It was pretty rough. The only way I overcame the cravings too was to give into them. So I was either raw for the whole day, or I learned something very painful about drug addiction. And I've been addicted to marijuana before. I've been addicted to nicotine before. Thankfully, not for that long. Thankfully, I overcame nicotine addiction within a month or so. Thankfully, I overcame the marijuana addiction within 6 months or so when I actually tried to get off it. But with cooked food, man, it took 2 years from going from being aware that I had the addiction to actually getting over the addiction. Now, that's the thing. It's like you don't need to be aware that you have an addiction to be addicted to something. Most people would never be aware that they're even addicted to coffee because they just have it every single morning. They only become aware they're addicted once they try to stop it. So I was definitely blind when I started smoking weed. I didn't think I was addicted to it. Then I tried to stop it and I couldn't. And same with cooked food. 18 years of my life eating cooked food. Someone came up to me and said, Ted, you're addicted to boiled broccoli. I would tell them, you're a lunatic. Get the hell out of here. There's no way I'm addicted to broccoli. You don't even know me, right? Then don't eat any cooked vegetables then. See what happens. Don't eat any cooked food for that matter. See what happens. I'm like, all right, I'll go fruitarian. Boom, it hit me. I'm like, how come every time at dinner time I want some cooked food? I just had to overcome that a bit. So it took about 2 years to answer your question for the cravings to subside. And I just, I learned from them, man. I just went into them head first and just said, let's just eat this big bowl of whatever and see what happens and then learn from it and just never have it again. So that's that. And then can you speak a bit about greens and whether or not they're necessary? Yeah, sure. They're not necessary if you want to live as a human being. They may be necessary if you want to reach certain mineral levels. They may be necessary if you want to reach certain amino acid profiles, like amino acid levels as well, like get more protein in. Let's just briefly talk about protein for a second. When it comes to greens, a lot of people think you need to eat greens to get more protein. You're actually... That may be true, but not as most people think. Like right here, okay? If I say, hey guys, I need some more ice. And you say, okay, I'll get you some more ice. And you give me this. I'm like, I want ice. Why are you giving me water? This is not ice, it's water. So amino acids and proteins kind of like ice and water. You get amino acids from plants. You get amino acids from greens and fruits. You don't get protein from greens and fruits. But we just say you do to make it easier for people to kind of understand. But really, you're getting amino acids from greens. Protein is only found in animals. But when you eat amino acids, your body converts them into protein. So therefore, you're getting amino acids from greens, but not protein from greens. But your body's converting it into protein anyway, so it's all good. So if you want to up your protein intake, because let's say you want to put in some more muscle or something, or you want more vitamin K or for something for whatever reason, then greens are definitely a good way about going to get that, because you can get amino acids from fruit, you can get all the vitamins and minerals you need from fruit, but greens are just way higher in amino acids. Greens are way higher in minerals. So instead of eating an extra 4,000 calories from papaya just to get some more vitamin K or amino acids or something, you might as well just have like a head of romaine lettuce. Might as well just have like a little bowl of spinach. It's just way more concentrated in minerals and amino acids. But really, humans, we don't need that many minerals, that many amino acids, which is why we're frugivores. You know, we can get by on just the amount that fruit gives us. But if you want to do something, you know, that's maybe not supernatural, like put on like a lot of muscle or just get your mineral levels up to an obnoxiously high level or something, then go ahead and eat some greens. But they're not necessary. And there are some slight balls and chains attached to eating greens. One of them is just impaired digestion. They don't digest anywhere near as well as fruit. You just eat bananas and papayas for a week and see how your digestion is. Then keep eating bananas and papayas, but then introduce a bunch of like spinach and lettuce and kale and watch what happens. Your digestion is just a bit more weird. Your eliminations are a bit more weird. You'll just be able to tell in your poops. But other than that, there's no real harm to eating them. The best forms of greens, in my opinion, would be something like tender young baby spinach, butter lettuce, iceberg lettuce, some romaine lettuce. I definitely stay away from things like cabbage and kale and harder stuff to digest like that. Stick with the young, tender, leafy greens for sure when it comes to greens. But as far as like essential goes, oxygen is essential. You're gonna die without oxygen. Sleeping is essential. You can only go like 11 days without sleep. Moving your body is essential. You know, you need to be able to move. You can't just like stand still. Movement is essential. I'm not moving my mouth right now. But eating greens, not essential. You can go your whole life without eating greens. But there's definitely a lot of nutrients you can get from them as well. So anyways, next question. Yeah, Amanda is saying, Ted, you say your poo doesn't smell, but after eating durian, does your poo smell like durian? Yeah, it smells like durian, but I wouldn't say it stinks like durian. So your shit don't stink, but it may have an aroma. It'll smell, but it won't stink. So that's really interesting. Let's see. Livy says, I'm mostly fruitarian, but I find myself getting hungry. What fruits are high in protein and fiber? Well, all fruits are high in fiber. Again, back to protein, you're not going to find protein in fruit, but if you want fruits that are higher in amino acids, melons, like cantaloupe and honeydew, those are high in amino acids, even watermelon. And apricots are actually like, I think apricots are like 14% protein. 14% of the calories from apricots come from amino acids. But if you find yourself getting hungry, I would say eat more. Like, you're hungry because you're either just transitioning from cooked food to fruitarian, so you're in that like beginner stage. When you're in that beginner stage, you're going to feel some hunger. But if you're hungry, just eat more. No harm in that. Let's see here. Can people be overweight and fully raw? Definitely. Just take a 300-pound man off the street coming in from McDonald's and say, hey, eat fully raw. He'll be fully raw for like 3 weeks and he'll still be extremely overweight. So it depends how long someone's been raw. Even Freely, so you guys look at Freely when she first started being raw for her first year or so, she was definitely overweight. But it took her like 7 years to finally slim down. So it takes people a while. Let's see here. What's your go-to midnight snack? It's a question from Matt. Probably like a banana or an avocado. Banana or avocado, go-to midnight snack. I wouldn't really want to eat late at night, but if I'm going to eat something, probably banana, avocado, something real simple there. What were your raw staples when living in Canada? I'll give you 3 of them here. Bananas, avocados, and dates. And the 4th bonus one would be oranges, some citrus for some juicy fruit. So bananas, avocados, and dates were definitely my staples. Then threw in some oranges, orange juice there. Question from Anna. Interesting question. Who are your favorite music artists and what is your current favorite song? I love good music. I think everyone can appreciate good music. I really appreciate good music. Like, I'm just like, yesterday I was telling my friend Wayne, like, we listened to this new artist named Charles the First. He's like a 21-year-old DJ. And like, I put it in my ears and I was like, bro, this is like injecting drugs. Like, I'm putting drugs in my ear right now. It's like, oh my God, like, it's so good. It's so good. So Charles the First, you can find him on SoundCloud and iTunes, I think. I'll just type his name there, Charles the First. Be able to find some stuff from him. He's really good, 20-year-old DJ. But he's not my current favorite. I'd say my current favorite and favorite for a while now has been The Weeknd. The Weeknd is just artist from Canada. If you haven't heard of him already, you must have heard. He's probably like the biggest now. But I started listening to him a while ago when wasn't super big, and I was like, this guy's good, man. This guy's really good. Like, his music makes me feel something. So The Weeknd's amazing. I love his new song, Starboy. That's a really great one. I like it much more than his other new song called False Alarm. But I reviewed his last album on my YouTube channel, something I don't normally do, but I was like, his last album, I just had to review. I was, like, put it on my YouTube channel. I was like, dude, this album's worth reviewing. It's so good. So The Weeknd is my favorite music artist right now, and the favorite song would be Starboy. Love it. Can you talk more about your thoughts on colon therapy? I think you mean colon hydrotherapy. Yeah, sure. I think it's cool to do colon hydrotherapy. I think if you're doing colon hydrotherapy, it means that you really care about being healthy. It means that you're willing to like go above and beyond and do stuff that like most people never do, just so you can get a bit healthier. So if you're doing colon hydrotherapy, it means that you really value your health. So I think it's a sign of someone who's on the right track or who already is quite healthy. I don't know many very unhealthy people who do colon hydrotherapy on a regular basis, but I think it's just a form of hygiene, just cleaning yourself. You clean your mouth, you clean your nose, you clean your ears, you clean your hair, you clean your armpits, you clean your, sex region, you clean your butt. I think it's fine. I don't think it's essential. I don't think people need to do colon hydrotherapy. I think you can get really good benefits just from doing like a juice cleanse, cleaning yourself out from the inside out. But if you want to thread the needle through the other end and go up that way, then go right ahead. I did it when I was on my coconut water cleanse, and afterwards I felt really clean. I'd just been in coconut water for 20 days, straight coconut water. Then I did the colon hydrotherapy. Then I went to the sauna, and I was just like, I feel so clean right now. I feel like I could stay in the sauna forever and never overheat. So colon hydrotherapy is cool. It's just sometimes it can be expensive, but if you can get like a Groupon, you get like a discount, get like 50% off or something, then it's much more affordable for a lot of people. Spencer from Spencer. Question from Spencer. I just started a YouTube channel a little over a month ago, and I was wondering if you have any specific YouTube tips to reach a larger audience. For sure. The biggest one right off the bat would be to, if you want to reach a larger audience, well, first set up a YouTube channel and then collaborate with people. Like, put up some content so people have something when they land on your channel they can actually like subscribe to and watch, so find out a bit about yourself. So start a YouTube channel, put up some videos, and maybe 3 or 4, and then just start collaborating with people. Maybe interview people. Get me on Skype and do a Skype interview with me, and then make the title say interview with Ted Carr. Basically, just like if you want to raise your audience like in a really fast way, just ride on the shoulder of giants, man. Just collaborate with people. That's the fastest way, really. But it's not about big spikes in your views, because if you get a big spike in subscribers, you're probably gonna be followed by a big dip as well. So in order to grow a large audience over time and like consistently and regularly, constantly seeing those numbers go up, it's totally possible. And you do that with good thumbnails, good titles, and pretty good content. But content is not king. Content is not king like a lot of people think it is. To grow your audience, it's really easy, man. Like, just crazy thumbnail, crazy title, and then like whatever content. It's just sad truth, but that's what happens. Just like crazy title, crazy thumbnail, collaborate with people, and then just put out like mediocre content if you want to grow your channel. But I'm not into growing my channel strictly. I'm into growing my channel as a byproduct of putting out awesome content. So my best videos, the ones that I feel have the best message, probably get the lowest views. And my like whatever videos I think are like, meh, they get like way more views because the content's whatever, but the thumbnail and title are on point. But the message in the video is like, it's all right. It's not crazy. I mentioned veganism and fruitarianism and why it's good to stock up and eat fruit and stuff, but I don't go deep into like, your thoughts and feelings and emotions and stuff. Because those deep videos on that, the topic typically relates to emotions and stuff. Most people don't really want to click on that. So just biggest tip is to find out what works. Do some research. Go on YouTube, type in like minimalism and see what the top minimalism videos are, and then make videos on that. Go and type in raw veganism. Check out what the top 25 raw vegan videos are and make videos on that. Also type in like raw veganism or whatever you want to do, dirt biking or water skiing or something. See what the top channels are and then call them up and say, hey, can I interview you? Or hey, can I fly over to your house and hang out with you for a week or something and just can I collaborate with you in some way, shape, or form? Chances are people are going to say no. You're going to get more no's than yeses. But if you can just land one collaboration, then it's a big chance your channel will take off quite a bit. So those are some tips there. Basically, find out what works and do that. Find what doesn't work and don't do that. It's constantly you're raking your own channel and think like what works, what doesn't, what works, what doesn't. Keep doing what works, stop doing what doesn't work. But the biggest thing that works is definitely collaborating. Musicians do this all the time. You see Drake featuring The Weeknd or Beyonce featuring Rihanna or something. For all Beyonce's fans, maybe they never heard of Rihanna. All of a sudden they hear Rihanna, they're like, holy crap, I'm going to go subscribe to Rihanna now. Hollywood, people do this all the time. There's a movie with like Brad Pitt and Colin Farrell or something. They're always collaborating. The next question from Spencer is, I'm looking into working on an organic farm this summer, specifically looking at Viva La Raw in Costa Rica. I know you have experience living there, and I was wondering what you thought about your experience and if you'd recommend it. I love being in nature, and I think it would be a great way to connect with like-minded people. Yeah, is it called Viva La Raw? I thought it was called something else, but something along those lines. Yeah, with Eric Rivkin. It was a good spot. Amazing spot. It's probably the nicest spot as far as nature goes. Like the jungle is just untouched. It's beautiful. It's totally designed for humans. I really think humans could have evolved there for sure. It's like the ultimate human spot. There's no crazy predators that are going to kill you. And if they are, there's so few and far between. There's just really great fruit, really great weather, good people. Costa Rica is a good spot. It's just the reason I don't like it, the reason I'm not living there is because it's pretty third world. Like the Wi-Fi is kind of shit and the roads are kind of shit and government's kind of like, it's like, I like modern technology. I like when things are like really efficient, like in New York or LA, San Francisco, things are just really quick and efficient. I love that. But I guess the more into nature you get, the more beautiful into nature you get, you got to have some compromises there. So if you're willing to, give up modern technology and experience beautiful nature, then go to Costa Rica for sure. It's a good spot. Livy says, oops, I already answered that question about protein. Kelly's got a question. Did you snack a lot at the beginning of your raw journey, or was it easy for you to satisfy your hunger? I graze and have always grazed. Any tips for starting? Yeah, just graze a lot. I'm constantly eating. A tip when you're constantly eating too is like rinse your mouth out after each small little meal. So if you're constantly eating, you're constantly getting sugar in your teeth. It's good to rinse your mouth out with sugar or with water. So did I snack a lot? Yeah, I snacked a lot. I still do. And was it easy for me to satisfy my hunger? Yeah, as long as I'm getting enough calories. If you're snacking on like celery and lettuce, then you're not going to satisfy your hunger. If you're snacking on like bananas and dates and avocados, your hunger is going to be quite satisfied. Question from Brianna Campo. Do you plan to stay in Hawaii for a long period of time? What is long? A month long, 2 months long, a year long? I don't know. I'm legally only allowed to stay here for like 4 to 6 months. For the visa stuff, Canadians are only allowed to be here for a little while. If I was American, I'd freaking live here, or California. It's so easy to live here. But I plan on staying here for as long as I'm allowed to. So I'm going to Thailand in December to do a retreat. If any of you guys want to come to a retreat in Thailand with me, that'd be amazing. It goes from December 1st to December 7th. And then after that, I'm flying back to Hawaii. So I've already bought my round trip ticket. The running retreat is going to be at the Thai Fruit Camp. So thaifruitcamp.com. But yeah, if any of you are thinking of moving to Hawaii, man, Hilo, Hawaii is a great spot to live, right by the ocean. Good fruit market here. A lot of amazing raw vegans. It'd be good to have more vegans here too. It's a really amazing place. I love Hilo, Hawaii. I was here 5 years ago actually, and I loved it. So now I'm back. This is Wayne, by the way, the co-founder of the Vegan World Summit.
Hey guys.
Just answering some keys, bro. He's the programmer. You guys are all be able to type and press enter because of this guy right here. Really cool. Would you still only eat fruits when you live in a cold climate for a long time? Yeah. When I was in Canada, I just ate fruits and some greens. In fact, I made a recipe book all about the foods I eat when I'm in Canada. It's called Clean and Simple. It's over 50 recipes of all the foods I ate while I was in Canada. Everything's available in cold climates, all the ingredients. That's on fruitliving.com/ebook. You'll see everything I ate in that ebook there. And if I went back to a cold climate, I'd probably eat the same, like a bit higher fat though, maybe 20% fat, just a bit more avocados, and more bananas, like denser fruits, dates, bananas, and avocados, things that keep you warm. Maybe some greens too, because greens, like they just look a lot more attractive in Canada. And I only eat greens, like I will still eat greens now that I'm away from Thailand. When I was in Thailand, I didn't eat any greens. Now that I'm away from Thailand, if greens look attractive, I'll go for them, I'll taste them. If they taste good, I'll eat them. I'm not like super against greens. In Thailand, I just kind of like realized, hey, I haven't had greens in like a month. Then I made a few videos about it, and I realized like I hadn't had greens in like 2 years. So maybe if I went back to Canada or a cold climate, I'd be having some more greens. They take a while to digest, they create more heat in there, but yeah, same, raw vegan for sure. The best way to stay warm in a cold climate though is to drink a lot of hot water. Drinking hot water makes you so hot, you got to take your shirt off, you got to take your hat off, you got to it's just too hot to be drinking hot water. So it's great to drink hot water in the cold climate if you want to stay raw. What do you use for editing YouTube videos? I use Final Cut Pro. You could easily use iMovie though. iMovie works really well, but Final Cut Pro is a bit more advanced, but super easy to learn once you've got it figured out. Where is veganism growing the fastest country? Apparently Israel. Israel has like the largest concentration of vegans as far as country goes. But dude, like 6 or 7% of all Americans are vegan. That's amazing. And apparently it grows by like 1% a year. Like that's crazy. So worldwide it's growing 1% per year. So thanks to social media, man, like it's amazing. There's an increase on social media. There's an increase on veganisms. There's an increase of vegans because of social media. People aren't watching TV anymore. They're tuning into social media. Way more eyes on social media than TV. So Israel is getting really big right now. The largest concentration, I think, as far as like a city that I've ever experienced in a city would be Chiang Mai. This is aside from like a festival. If you go to like a festival and you go to like, Woodstock Fruit Festival or something, that might be New York for a little bit, but Chiang Mai year round has the most vegans for sure, man. There's hundreds of them all year round there. It's crazy. So Chiang Mai, Thailand is a really dense spot. And then Israel, California's got a lot of vegans and raw vegans. Vancouver has a lot of vegans and raw vegans. It's just like basically big cities. Big cities have a lot of vegans and raw vegans. How and where do you get your shirts made? I get them made on theprintful.com. I'm not a big advocate on the Printful. The quality is not amazing, but they get the job done. So check out theprintful.com if you want to make your own shirts. And if you want to buy the shirt I'm wearing or some of my other shirts, you can get it at tediscool.com. The print if you want to buy mine, Ted is cool. Asks, what places, topics, lifestyles are you about that you currently know very little about? Good question. Let me think about that. Not really curious about any places other than Mars. I want to know more about Mars. I think humans are going there in the next 15, 20 years. So it'd be good to know more about Mars. Topics. What topics do I want to know more about? I just love the topic of self-improvement and feeling better, mood. I love the topic of mood. I love the topic of emotions and feeling, because that's something that like is really the dictator of your life experience. If you think about it, you're on your deathbed, you're looking back at your life, you're going to say, I either had a great life or I had a shitty life. And you're going to say I had a great life because you experienced great moods. And you're going to have to say I had a shitty life because you experienced a bunch of shitty moods. Like throughout your day, if someone says, hey, how was your day? Say, oh, it was a great day. You're only saying it was a great day because your moods were great. And your days really stack up and become your life. So I think moods and emotions and feelings are something we should really all be paying more attention to on how to optimize our moods and emotions. Because it's really our life. You know, people say, oh, Ted, how's Hawaii? I'll say, Hawaii's great. I'm only saying Hawaii's great because my emotion, my moods are great. If I say, I had a really shitty day, man, it's all because of the mood I was in. It's not because of anything else around me or, you know, the circumstance. It's the state of mind. So the topic of state of mind, the topic of emotion is something I'm very passionate about. I really believe circumstances don't matter at all. It's completely all about our state of mind. So what can we do to increase our state of mind? There's many things, many little life hacks you can do. Meditation is one of them. Eating raw food diets is one of them. Early nights is another one. Collaborating with people, working on projects that you're both in alignment with is another life hack. You know, help you experience a better mood. I love that topic. What lifestyle am I curious about that I know very little about? Well, yeah, your question was what topics am I curious about that I know very little about? I know a lot about mood and stuff, but like the more you know about something, the more you also realize that you know very little about it as well. So yeah, I guess that applies there. But what lifestyle am I curious about? Let me think on that. Curious about my own lifestyle, man. I want to know where it's going. I think my lifestyle is the coolest. Like I'm completely free to be, do, and have whatever I want. We all are. I'm just really aware of it. And I'm kind of like broadcasting now on the internet, saying like, hey guys, this is my life. I can just chill and like do whatever I want, and so can you. But like I'm actually doing it right now, and you might be working at a 9 to 5 that you absolutely hate, or in a relationship that you absolutely hate. But just saying, like you can figure it out if you put pen to paper and really feel it out, brainstorm a bit, get some help, get some coaching. You can figure it out, make it happen. So I'm interested in just the lifestyle of freedom, for sure. I want to know more about polyamory, though. I've been hanging around a lot of polyamorous people here in Hawaii and talking to polyamorous people on YouTube and reading polyamorous books and watching polyamorous YouTube videos and stuff. And I love the lifestyle of polyamory. I want to learn more about that. And just relationships in general. I want to know more about relationships. That's a big topic for sure. It doesn't have to be a polyamory relationship. It could be a long-lasting monogamous relationship. I think that's cool as well. But polyamory for me is fascinating, man. It's something a lot of people aren't daring to look at. They're just not. They just don't want to look there. It's just like when I first went vegan, most people didn't want to look at the slaughterhouse footage. There's like, I can't look at the slaughterhouse footage, man. I can't look at it. Polyamory is the same way. It's like I can't look at multiple relationships. It's just too crazy. But once you look in, you're like, wow, man, the truth is beautiful. I gotta end this quickly here. Do you have specific experience with mental health, mood improvements on a raw food diet? Yeah, that's like, I'll be quick here. The biggest thing I've noticed since going raw is my mood. I used to have so many little like mood issues, and I thought it was just that or him or her or this. I'd be like, smash it. I'd break stuff and be like, I'd be pissed off, man. I go into little dips of depression too, and just like, what's the point of even living? Like, what happens if I ended it right here? I just don't care about living anymore. I'm just so frustrated, man. So angry. I can't experience anger anymore. Like I'm trying to be angry and now I'm like laughing. Like, how the fuck do you be angry at a fruit diet? Are you kidding me? Dude, high vibrational foods, high vibrational moods. Good food, good mood. Easy. I guess I'll finish the session off with this question on my shirt. Yeah. So I'm going to finish this talk off with the question on the bear and the fish shirt. It's a really basic story, but there's a guy named Manfred, all right? And he takes photographs all around my hometown, all around my home country. And he's a great photographer. Manfred, he's like 70 years old. And he once took a photo of this bear eating this fish in a river near my house. And I have another friend named Alex, and Alex is friends with Manfred. And Manfred took this photo of the fish and then put it on the wall, and it was a beautiful photo. And I was at Alex's house one day, and I'm teaching Alex. He's like an older man. He's like 65. I'm teaching him how to use the computer, and I'm teaching him how we can like use stuff like Fiverr, help people get stuff done for us. Like we don't want to draw. We can just pay someone to draw for us. So we're like, okay, let's get someone to make some icons for us, just like to test out Fiverr. Fiverr.com. So there's a guy on there who makes icons. And Alex is like, well, what do you want to make an icon out of? And I was like, well, how about that bear? That looks pretty cool eating the fish. He's like, okay. So we took a picture of the bear. I taught Alex how to take a photo on the iPhone. Take the photo here, teach him how to put it on the computer, then send it to this guy on Fiverr. Guy on Fiverr ends up making us this icon, along with a couple other icons. And I was like, cool, that's a cool icon. Like, what next? And he's like, let's put it on a T-shirt. And I'm like, why do you want to put on a T-shirt? And he's like, there's a guy at the street who puts on T-shirts. I was like, okay, Alex. So we ended up putting on a T-shirt. And then everyone ever since has said, like, wow, that's a sweet T-shirt. Like, that's a really cool T-shirt. Where'd you get that T-shirt? Where'd you get that T-shirt? What's the story behind that T-shirt? I've had more people ask me, what's the story behind this T-shirt than any other shirt I've ever owned. And that's really cool. Like, I wear other shirts too that like say stuff like words and stuff on it, like quotes and stuff, but no one ever really asked me about them. But people just like, they talk about this. This makes them talk. Like, why is a fruitarian? Why is a vegan? Why is a raw vegan wearing a shirt with a bear eating fish? And what I say is basically, yeah, I have them in other colors as well. I have them in this color right here. It's kind of like baby blue. What I say is like, look, I'm a human being. Do I look like a bear? No. So why would I eat a fish? This is inappropriate for me to eat a fish. Eat a species-specific diet, and that is fruit. Bears eat a species-specific diet, and that's made up of fish and berries. I'm trying to find the other shirt. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this, I got them on my website. I got like yellow and blue and pink even, I think. If you want more colors, let me know. I'll make a specific color for you. But I really like this one. Little logo on the back. Represent. So that's it, guys. You can get the shirts for like $25 on the website or something, but I gotta run. Maddie's up next. Thank you so much for tuning in here. This was super enjoyable. I love the flow of questions. It's like just the right amount of questions, not too many, not too little. Up next, I think we have Maddie Limeburner. I think she's speaking in about half hour. Yeah, she's on at 12:30. She's really cool. She's from Canada as well. As soon as I left Thailand, she got to Thailand. Missed her just then. But she makes YouTube videos as well. And yeah, man, thank you so much. If you have any other questions, please bring them to next talk. We got another 2 weeks together, guys. So, like, bring up some personal stuff, you know, and then let me know what you're going to work on. And then we'll come back to it next week and say, hey, like, for example, hey, Amanda, like, did you figure out that thing? Or, hey, Jacqueline, did you work on that? Or, hey, Brianna, like, did you figure out that Snapchat glitch or something? Like, we'll just figure stuff out together over the next couple of weeks here. And same with the other speakers, you know, like, just get them to like assign you some homework or something and then work on that and then come back in a week. And then you've got someone holding you accountable. So we're all here together. The reason I started the Vegan World Summit is so we could take everyone in the world who wants to be vegan and just bring them up to that next level, bring them up to a higher level so that they can then bring other people to a higher level. It just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. We just want to bring people together. And that's what this is all about. My mom's in the crowd there. That's pretty cool. Susan Carr. Glad you figured out how to tune in. That's really rad. Can you make a Vegan World Summit Facebook page where I'll communicate outside the chat room? Yeah, there is a page. I think you just say Vegan World Summit. You should find it on Facebook. I'm not sure how well it works with communication, but we're thinking next year. Check this out. I'm going over my time here. This is like not acceptable, but I can pull some strings perhaps. Next year, in 6 months' time, we're going to be having the Raw Vegan Summit. The rawvegansummit.com is going to be where it's at. And that's going to be super epic. We're going to have a forum on there, people to chat with. And then next year, full year from now, so 12 months from now, we're going to have Vegan World Summit Take 2. And that's going to have a forum on there as well. And it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. So anyways, guys, I got to run. I went over my time for sure. But I'll see you guys next week. And if you have any other questions, too, get me on Snapchat. Be sure to get me on Snapchat. My name is Ted Carr on Snapchat. Send me a snap. And then answer that poll at the top. If you guys did. If you guys could just fill this in, you're going to get entered to win a free ticket for next year. So good luck. I'm out of here. Peace. Thanks for answering that survey thing. It's like it takes you 30 seconds to answer it. And yeah, maybe make a group like the At Least for All in community. Yeah, could do. Good job. Good idea, Kat. And see you soon. Do you ever find your friend who ships fruit? Dude, I forget his name. He's on Facebook. I need to make a public post on Facebook saying who's that guy from Fruit Fest, and everyone will know. I think it's like Rain or something. His name might be Rain. Rings a bell. Anyways, I'll talk to you on Snapchat about that. See you later. I gotta get off here. I'm definitely taking advantage of this time. think Maddie's on a half hour, but anyways, peace, guys.